Automotive Archaeology here. This is tote number 25 from the Phillipson Ford buyout from last July. And I don't know what's in this thing, but it is heavy. This thing is heavy. It's well over 100 pounds. It was a bit of a struggle trying to get it, weave it in and out of the garage to get it here. But will be interesting. It's probably a lot of big metal pieces in here. Okay, right off the bat, these are. I think these are straight 6 1HA. Okay, so that'd be 1951, I think. Yeah, because if it were 41, it'd be a G. Yeah, those are for the flathead 6, I believe. Those usually sell. The H engine stuff sells pretty quickly. Parking brake cable does not. Wait, there's a B9TZ. Okay, so that's. Yeah, and there's the part number just fell off, so I had to make sure I don't lose that. And that's I've mentioned that before. That's a huge problem with some of these parts. It's like the part numbers fall off, and you don't know what the heck it is anymore. And that one I still have because it just fell off as I touched it. But if it fell off 10-20 years ago, it's pretty much gone. F5TZ. That's a mid-90s. Truck interior trim. That's that stuff's coming. That stuff's starting to get a little bit more valuable, and these parts are readily available, so that'll probably sell. Those are kind of in the realm of collectible now. It's a tire jack, bumper jack base. Yeah, there's a lot of just stuff in here, junk in here that I'm really not gonna know what it is. Cylinder block sleeve, some hardware, looks like a seal of some kind, molding hardware, probably put that in a lot. Let me grab a box to put this stuff in. This crate. I don't know what. Yeah, that stuff looks like it's good for a lot. C3AZ, early 60s. Some sort of bracket. Luckily, it's got the part number on it. Not sure if that's an exhaust clamp or what that is. It's a hose clamp of some kind. It's got a nut on it here. It's interesting. They don't have part numbers on them. Not sure what that is. That's not a part number either. There's a couple more of these things. I'm not sure. I have to admit, I don't know what those are. Okay. This is the generator end plate. Those usually go pretty well. It'd be a 50s C3, so 1973 Falcon Comet starter end plate. Those are fairly popular cars. That'll probably sell. Okay, here's the reason. Here's the reason this thing was so heavy. There's quite a bit of this stuff in there. This I think it's painted green, so I'm guessing this is a John Deere part, but unfortunately there's no part number on it. I usually save, what does it say on the bottom? It says K.R. Wilson, Buffalo, New York. That's a name I recognize. I don't know what this is. But K.R. Wilson tools do really well, so I'll put that up there as a lot. 2GC, GC, maybe I'm not sure what that is. I could probably look it up from that part number, but I doubt I'll find it. Okay. Okay, that's OTC. That's part of a service tool set. I don't know. Good luck. I don't know which one it came out of. License plate attaching nut, Ford products, 64, 65, Tempest, 63 to 65. It's worth looking up. It might be. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, it's a measuring wheel. Cool. That's neat. Yeah, off to the side. Okay. Oh boy. What is this? This is interesting. Rotunda taper set, spark plug port thread repair kit for the 1.6 and the 3.8. That's not that old. Okay. Looks complete. That'll be, yeah, that'll go. I'll put that up separately. That'll sell. Usually these tools, these specialty tools, they tend to sell pretty readily. So I'll put that in the tote over here. This stuff too. This stuff I know is gonna be sellable. Just to get it off the table here. Now that I gotta be careful because I don't want to lose that part number. This stuff I'm not so sure about. There's a B8YL. It's a exhaust hanger. Don't know what it goes to. 1966 bearing applications for all popular cars and light trucks. That's an interesting book. It's not very good condition, so I don't think it's worth much. I think this is a bumper bracket. Usually, yeah, here it is. C8OZ, that's for a 68 Torino. The thing about bumper brackets is they sell, but really only if you have a complete set. But NOS ones will sell because, you know, the crappy reproduction part thing, it pretty much extends to all cars. That's garbage. Okay. Intake manifold to cylinder block sleeve. That's a lot piece. Yeah, here's another one of these. That one has a tag on it. Let's see. Yeah. I can see something written on there, but it's really faint. It's going to be difficult to figure out what that is, but I can probably look it up by the engineering part number that's stamped on the part. Here's oil seal, package of 2 pieces. Yeah, I'll look that up separately, but my guess is that's just going to be part of a lot because seals really don't go for that much because they're pretty readily available. It's like any kind of tune-up part or anything. There's very few exceptions. Filler from a 68 Galaxy. The 68 Galaxies, after 66, they become less popular, but those are still fairly popular. They have their fans. See, here's another one. That is a 1961 truck. It's a hood spring. I'll have to keep that separate so I don't lose that tag. Stuff like this. Those are leaf spring parts. This is cool. This is a timing gear. I don't think this might be a later flathead gear. The earlier ones had a center and they had 4 bolts, 4 bolt holes. This one is different, so I don't know if it's a different application, but these are usually pretty popular. They sell pretty well, even single gears. Oh, there's a lot of garbage in here. Okay. Souvenir pen. Van Horn Auto Repair. Big Truck Wreck Rebuilder. Scorpion and Skrule Snowmobiles. Skrule? I guess that's how it's pronounced. I've never heard of them. That's interesting. Not very good condition. That is garbage. Oh, okay. I don't know what's in here. This looks like not like a binoculars case or a camera. Maybe, I wonder if it's a Polaroid camera. Let me see. It looks about the right shape. Nope, it is. What is that? Ah, it is a Rotunda 161-00010 automatic halogen leak detector for sensing R132A. So this is not that old. Because R132A, I mean, it's been quite a while since that took over as refrigerant for air conditioning systems, but, you know, I'm old enough to remember Freon. So this is probably 90s. That, you know, may or may not sell. I don't know. Why this stuff is so... Okay, so I've got more of this. Space. I've got more of this stuff. These are kind of present in just about every pack here, and it's all just little small packages of parts. And I've really, unless it's something specialized like an emblem or, you know, a small piece of molding or something, generally these little packages are just not worth even looking up. So I'll throw these in with a lot. I'll probably just leave them in this tray. I'll put this tray up with probably 4 other trays, because these trays fit perfectly. 4 of these trays fit perfectly in the 12 by 12 by 8 priority mail shipping box. So that works out really nicely. And I'll probably just fill it up with some of the other stuff that I find. Rear axle shaft end play shims. I've got a few regular buyers that when I put this stuff up, you know, a variety of stuff like this, that they'll bid on it and buy it. And I'll usually put this up with 3 others full of parts. I'll put it up for a 99-cent starting bid, and you know, I'll put the shipping amount enough to cover all the fees, so that's kind of a break-even price. I'm just hoping that it's going to go for more. So, but I'll put that off side as a probably put that other stuff that I found earlier in it. Oh God, here's this thing. Okay, yeah. Intake manifold, cylinder block sleeve. Here's more of this. See now here. Okay, here we go. I was putting that other stuff. I was putting those in a lot because I only had 1 or 2. But here's a whole stack of these cylinder block intake manifold to cylinder block sleeves. So that may be worth checking into whether or not these are actually worth anything. They still may end up in a lot. That one is not in very well. Yeah, the knobs. The knob is not in very good condition. Yeah, it's just hard to tell. See, this stuff. This is heavy enough that to ship this in a regular priority mail box would be horrendously expensive. So stuff like this that's heavy, I try to get a large flat rate box to ship it in. That way it's, you know, I can pack it full of solid metal and it's still the same price. So I'm gonna grab these and look at those separately. This stuff, you know, I don't know if this is even worth. Oh, here's a okay fuel gauge. Unfortunately, wait, there's a these boxes are not acid free, So unfortunately they deteriorate, and almost always when people open these things to take a look at them, and this is damaged anyway, it's got a dent right in the middle of it. When people open boxes to take a look at what's inside, they always open the side that's got the part number on it because they think that's the front. And unfortunately, you bend this stuff back and forth enough, and it eventually just tears right off, especially as it gets older. So, you know, it's no surprise that the flap with the part number is missing. That's really not sellable because of the damage. So I'm just going to put that in a lot with some other stuff, and I'll be sure to get a picture of it when I sell it, when I list it, showing that it does indeed have damage. This I'm just going to put this in. Yeah, there really isn't anything. Just a bunch of stuff. I'll just put that in a lot with everything else. Okay, that is exhaust pipe. Not sure what that goes to. I'll probably just, it's too big to put in a lot, so send that out. Recycling. This is a filler. Okay, this is the same piece. Okay, so I got 2 of those. Okay, the other one's right here. Okay, the other one's here. So I'm gonna put that in the box over here. Look up. Put that in there too. It's another one of these. No idea what those are. This, I believe, is a battery tray. Yep. 65 pickup. That will definitely sell. It's probably reproduced, but everybody likes the NOS parts more. This one's kind of beat up. It's dirty and scraped and everything, but you know, a lot of times these parts need to be refinished anyway, so that's not that big of a deal. I'm not sure what I can get for it. Maybe $50, $75, something like that. Possibly more, possibly less. This is part of a air filter. Oh, it's an oil filter wrench, but it's got a I think that's a 3/8 drive socket. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. Ooh, what do we got here? Oh, wow. Ooh, neat. Okay. This is cool. Drill organizer. Doesn't have the bits, all the bits in it, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, it would have originally had a top, I think. It's got a hook here. It's got a hook here on the side, like it would have had a latch, but I don't see any. Okay, here are the holes where the hinges were, so I don't know if the top's in here or not. It doesn't look like it. That's kind of a bummer. Nice homemade tool. Probably an air filter or oil filter wrench. Looks like it got bent. Somebody was a little energetic with it. That's probably just throw that in with a lot of stuff. Okay, here's E1FZ. Yeah, put that in with a lot. No, this stuff is just some fuses. I can't even get this open. God, this stuff is dirty. Oh man. Doesn't say what size they are, but I'll keep those for my personal stuff. I can always use fuses. Okay, here we have a tray of some kind, but it has a part number on it, but I can't read it. I'll keep the tray. I'll try to look that up. That's probably worth something. Here is another one of these. Oh, it's a mirror image. Okay. Might be worth something as a pair. Probably came out of a set, or they might have been separate. Not sure what they do, but you should be able to find those fairly easily. Annular. What is an annular? Oh, okay, so they're basically some gaskets, little metal gaskets, crush gaskets. Probably not worth anything. Just put those in a lot with the other stuff. Here is a heater hose. I would not trust it. It's just, you know, the stuff ages out. This stuff is stored in an unheated space, and I don't know. Does that go with this? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, but those go together, whatever they are. That's like I've been doing this a really long time, and yet every time I open one of these totes, I see stuff I've never seen before. That's some sort of a wrench. That'd be worth putting in a lot, probably. Here we go. What was that Jimmy Buffett song? Blew up my stepped on a pop top. That's what this is. Pull tab. Now these went away, I think, probably in the late 70s, early 80s. These were drink, you know, like a can of soda or a can of beer. And I remember getting sodas in the summertime. My parents would let me have soda when we were on vacation and stuff. And pop, we called it, because it's from Minnesota. And you just pull these off and you slip them inside the can, which sounds horrific, because you know, you're thinking, what if you swallow it? And you know, we always heard the urban legend that somebody swallowed one of these by sticking it in their drink, but it never even came close to coming out. And it would float on the top. These are lighter than water, so they would float on the top. These went away in the late 70s, I think. I don't know if it was a regulation or whatever, but the drink industries pretty much did away with these and kept the ones that now have the ones that are fastened to the top so they don't come off. But I remember in the 70s going to the park with my grandfather with the metal detector, and all we would find would be these stupid pop tops everywhere. They'd be buried, and so that's kind of a curiosity. It's not worth anything at all, but interesting history of those. And prior to the removable tops, you know, I collected beer cans in the 70s, and it was spurred by, in the early 70s, my parents bought some lake property in northern Minnesota, and it was 6 acres. It was way up by Grand Rapids. And the owner, it was on a point which stuck out into this lake, and the previous owner, when he was younger, had all these beer parties, these giant beer parties, but it was in like the 40s and the 50s, and so there were these huge piles of beer cans everywhere, and they were all old, so they were it's what spurred me into collecting beer cans when I was a teenager, because we found all these cool cans that were stuck in the mud, that the ones on top were all faded and sun worn, but the ones down below, aside from the ends being rusty, the paint was perfect, the ones that had been stuck in the mud. And so I was able to collect these, but the majority of them were punch tops, so they were just a can, and you had to use an actual, you know, triangular can opener to punch the 2 triangular holes in them to open them. And there were even some cone tops, which those disappeared, I think, in the early 40s. I think pre-war, maybe. I'm not sure exactly. It's been a while. But I don't know if you remember the old can of heat with the beer can, pop can top, and the little cone at the top of the can. Those were cone top beer cans, and those were older. And we'd find a few of those too. And but those preceded the easy open top with the pull tab that came off and you threw it away, and I think probably that was in the early 60s, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't think the pull tab era on cans was all that long. But anyway, enough of that. That was an interesting diversion. What else we got here? Okay. That is an automatic transmission part. It's a ring gear. B5A, use a B5A7060. So Ford-O-Matic probably. That's a part worth looking up. That's gonna be probably worth some money. Maybe $100. What do we got here? This is a FAA 12127, that's a distributor part number. So this is a remanufactured distributor. Oh, okay. I don't know off the top of my head what that part number fits. I think it's a truck application. Yeah, looks like it's in good shape. It is a 433037 12127C. Ah, that's a nice shape. So that'll either be worth a bunch or nothing. Depends on what it fits. It's a G engine, forget it. Can't give that stuff away. But it's a interesting thing. I don't often see rebuilt distributors. I think it's maybe the first one I've seen. I don't know. It doesn't seem to want to fit at all. We'll look that up. And the last thing we got here is another. Oh, okay. I see. This is a generator, I believe. And that's, yeah, that's the generator. That's the side cover for the generator. That's what this is. It fits on here, or a starter, I guess. This is a starter. It's in pieces, which generally means it was probably a replacement. Here are the two side bolts. I think it's missing one. Nope, looks like there's, can't tell. I think there's only two. Usually that means that this is the one they replaced and it's bad, and of course it's missing stuff. But it's not, you know, it's worth looking up anyway to see what's up. If it's worth anything or not, it might be. But anyway, it looks like a good mix this time of some interesting tools and some interesting regular parts to look up to see if they're worth something. And some parts that I know are probably worth something, and then probably one or two lots of mixed parts for box lot. But anyway, as usual, thanks for watching.